Did you guys ever grow up and have people when you were young ask you what you want to do when you grow up?
I started out doing janitor work.
I was a missionary for my church.
Working at a bank.
Professional poker player.
Every single job that I was in ended up in the same situation where I didn't have any control.
And fortunately, I got a call from American Income.
So I was definitely interested because I could tell how successful he was. So I asked him, hold on, tell me a little bit more about what it is that you do.
Anybody can really be successful from the day that they start in our business.
And as soon as I realized that, then that's where my career really took off.
I ever feel like giving up? Yeah.
But you're gonna have your hard times whether you like it or not. That's just life.
And talking to my mentors, it was about sticking to the game plan and not giving up.
The reality is when you quit, you're done.
But I felt like American Income was the home for me.
I realized I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this for my people,
My family,
my wife,
My future generations.
Outside, looking at the stars, staring with my mouth wide. I ain't letting nobody stop me this time. With every single level that I reach and I climb, they ask, are you from outside? Everything around me I create with my mind. Working too hard, I don't want no downtime. Put my team on, they gon' shine when I shine. We can take this outside. Looking at the stars, staring with my mouth wide. I ain't letting nobody stop me this time. Every single level that I reach and I climb, they ask, are you from outside? Everything around me I create with my mind. Working too hard, I don't want no downtime. Put my team on, they gon' shine and I shine. We can take this.
People forget that success has its ups and downs.
When you come from a background of not being well off financially, you kind of think to yourself, do you ever deserve to have the lifestyle of a six-figure income?
But just like in life and in business, it's not always a walk in the park. And when there are tough times, we kept going.
and you always have the opportunity to learn more.
If you put your mind to something, you can go achieve it.
And ultimately, I come to believe that success equals happiness.
You never know what the next day's going to bring. Today, you got to give it all you got. Life is fragile, handled with care.
There is no privilege greater than the pressure to excel, and no greater reward than earning the respect and fear of others that can only stand in awe of your results. And all of American Income will be standing in awe of your results.
You are just not on my level.
I grew up in a little town in Alaska called Cordova, Alaska, and there's about 300 people there during the winter and about 3,000 during the summer. It's a fishing town, and my dad, he was a commercial fisherman. My mom took care of us. We didn't have a lot. We lived in a trailer out there, and all 5 kids in the same room, and pumped our own water, had our own septic system. It was literally living off the woods. In Alaska, because you're a resident, you got a portion of money every year sent to you. And I remember my dad sitting me down and having a talk with me and letting me know that I can take my dividend or I can use it for electricity. We can either have lights that day or that month, pay the utilities, or I could take that money because it's my money. And I remember giving that to my family, and we all kind of pitched in together, even at a young age. At 7 years old, we were all working together as a unit just to make sure that we could survive, that we could get through life. At a very young age, we opened a fireworks stand as a family, and so I helped manage and run that. So my dad taught me sales at a very young age. For a while there, I was a missionary for my church. I went and served for 2 years in Denmark. And when I fell into this, it was actually during the recession. I was applying for 50, 60 jobs, and it was literally one of the only people that called me. And so I went in for my interview. I got hired part-time. It was good to go to college, and actually was so successful within my first couple of months that I dropped out of school and actually went with this, which you can imagine my parents' dismay. My family's very into college and education, and this is something though that I knew from the get-go that it was in my realm. It was something I like to do. I like people, I like taking care of people, and it kind of all meshed together. So it kind of felt like it was meant to be. And so you have to hold yourself accountable to the things you don't want to do by doing that. And if you do that, eventually you'll actually start liking these things because you're going to see the result of it happening. And when you see results happening, it gets exciting. It's like the gym. You go to the gym for the first 2 weeks, you don't see anything, you're like, maybe I just don't get in shape. Must just be my genetics. But after a while, you see something and maybe you see a little ab come through, or you're feeling pretty good, you have more energy. It makes you motivated to want to keep going. So when I first started, I actually didn't pass the exam the first time, and I was borrowing my parents' credit card to pay for everything because I didn't have any money. So I failed the first time, I failed the second time, and I remember quitting. Like I came to my mom and said, I'm quitting, I'll pay you back, I'm gonna get a different job. And my mom actually talked me into passing that exam, sat me down, helped me study for the test, helped me go over the questions, and made sure that I passed that. So because I told her I was gonna be successful at this, she wanted to push me to actually do it. And if she wouldn't have done that, I don't think I would be here at all. I remember in class in school when I was like in 5th grade, we had this teacher come in and she told us, if you ever not sure about jumping in or doing something, just like count 3, 2, 1, go. And so that's kind of been my philosophy ever since. I know it sounds kind of weird, but that's how I've done everything here is I'm like, okay, I'm really scared to do this. I'm scared to go in this house. I'm scared to do this. I'm not used to it. 3, 2, 1, just do it and just throw myself in. And every time I've thrown myself in, it didn't hurt. Nothing bad happened and it actually came out stronger and better.
Outside, outside, looking at the stars, staring with my mouth wide. I ain't letting nobody stop me this time. With every single level that I reach and I climb, they ask, are you from outside, outside? Everything around me I create with my mind. Working too hard, I don't want no downtime. Put my team on, they gon' shine when I shine. We can take this.
You know, honestly, I've probably quit in my head 5 million times. When I was newer, I remember I wanted to quit even though I was making good money. Felt like I needed to be out there, I needed to be young, I needed to experience things. And I felt like work was taken away from those things when in reality, it really wasn't, but that's what I thought at the time. And they say faith without works is dead. So if you say, I have faith, well, prove it. Go do it. You can't just sit there and go, I have all the faith in the world. Why isn't this working out for me? It won't work out for you until you do the work. The reality is when you quit, you're done. You gave up. And for me, this was my thing. This is what I decided to do that day when I gave up college. I decided to do this. So when I first started, I actually had pretty high goals and expectations. I wanted to become a regional manager in the company within 1 year. I wanted to open multiple offices and travel to my offices and help these people and grow my business. Honestly, that's what drove me to keep going into these next positions and steps, is because that was never my end goal. It wasn't this step and I'm good. It was never this step and I'm comfortable. I always wanted more, always wanted to achieve more. Not just for myself, but for my family, for how I was raised. I never wanted to go into that situation for my family, and honestly, I wanted to make a better life for myself and for my future generations. Throughout my career, I've received multiple awards. #1 Agent of the Year, broke the monthly production record, was Leader of the Year. But it was never about the award. It was about pushing myself and persevering through the hard times and actually teaching myself, hey, if you put your mind to something, you can go achieve it. And that's what made it all worth it. So my goals now is help people get to the point where they want to get to. And I think that's something I've learned in the last few years is to achieve success here, you actually have to help others achieve what they want or achieve success. And that's really my goal right now, is to continue to help these people grow and build. And as big as they want to get, I want to help them get that big. If you treat people well, it ends up coming back to you, right? So the platinum rule, treat others more. That's Rick's whole vision is, if you just treat people good and just work, then it all works out, right? It's actually crazy to think about, me being a kid, growing up in Alaska in a trailer with nearly nothing, economically zero, to being able to actually build and grow and become and do the things that I want to do and actually achieve the dream that I always had as a kid. And that to me is very special.
You are just not on my level. You are just not on my level. You are just not on my level. You are just not on my level.
I'm Aaron Ebel out of the San Jose office. What I was doing before Altig, I was pretty lost. I was kind of bouncing from job to job. It was all within the food industry. So I was a pizza delivery guy, I was a busser, dishwasher, waiter. One day I was pouring water. It was at the last restaurant job I ever had. And this group of people, about 30 people, they all came in 15 minutes before closing, and they rented out the restaurant. I was pretty upset about it, but they all looked like they were having a great time. They were drinking wine. It was a Monday night, by the way. And then I came to find out that they all worked together. And then from that point, I knew that's what I wanted in my personal life, and it's also what I wanted, for my career. And then I ended up pouring Mark Nielsen's water and Harold's water, and then everything just changed from there. What really attracted me about American Income and Altig was, initially it was the culture. It's a professional job, and yet everyone, they act like they're best friends. When you go to work, you don't feel like you're working, you just feel like you're seeing your friends, and you get paid to do it. And then, of course, when I had my interview, I found out how much money you can make, and that you didn't have to have a college degree. You didn't have to wait for someone ahead of you in the company to, die or retire to move up in the company. It's all at your own pace, and it's all based on your own hard work. That appealed to me the most, because I always felt like I was a really hard worker, but I never really got the shot that I wanted. And so I knew that Altig was that shot. Altig's changed my life in a lot of ways. First, of course, is income. I can spend money on things I always wanted to spend money on without really having to worry about looking at my bank account as much. I was able to buy a brand new luxury car in my first 8 months with the company. That one felt amazing, and then I just feel like I've really grown as a person. I have more confidence in my abilities with people, my career, and just life in general. For anyone new that's starting with Altig, I guess the biggest advice I would give them is to really just believe in yourself, have confidence in yourself, and know that the people that are around you, your mentors, your coworkers, they want to see you grow as much as they want to grow. Just listen, and then the rest, it just comes to you. It might take a little while, it might be really quick, but just, trust the process.
So I grew up in a little town out of Magna, Utah. Grew up with a non-wealthy family. My dad was permanently disabled growing up, and my mom was a hairdresser and did exactly what she could to help my family. I remember as a kid walking to the grocery store because we didn't even, have money for gas, just to go pick up those supplies. Started a job at 14 years old because I really wanted to make something for myself. I wanted to have that opportunity to change my situation. So I just want to speak to you guys about how I came from literally sitting on that corner to being up here, BOD guest, from my team helping me get there. I started out doing janitor work, and then I ended up working for the water district. At the end of the day, I was, working paycheck to paycheck, but I wanted more from my life, and I know that I'm worth more than that, so I had to do something to change. So while I was working at Comcast, met one of my really close friends, Mark Nielsen. He kind of told me about what he was doing, and so I was definitely interested because I could tell how successful he was. So I asked him, hold on, tell me a little bit more about what it is that you do. Once he told me, I knew he was somebody that I could follow, so I basically sold my house the next day. I took the test while working full-time, and I moved out to California first thing as fast as I could. Not only that, I was moving away from home. Everything that I know, I just basically packed up what I could fit in my car just to get out there. And our journey has been amazing. We've been opening office after office. If you're gonna hire these people, you commit, like Mark committed to me. Because I have a culture like this, my people bring me daily personal recruits because they know for a fact that they're gonna have someone there to help them and they're going to be successful. In this company, if you put in the work, you will get the results every single time. What I'm mostly grateful for from this company is the fact of opportunity. It's basically you grow at the rate that you desire. Now I have the opportunity to be able to do all the things that I love to do. I love to bow hunt, I love to fish all year round, of things that I can go and enjoy with my family that I couldn't do before, or go travel around the world in areas that I've never even thought that I'd be able to go. As a kid, my dad took me hunting. Going hunting with him taught me a lot of patience, and that is something that I took into my business. There are so many things that could go wrong, but without patience and perseverance and knowing that all I have to do is keep pushing, that I would be able to get where I want to go. Get rid of all the negativity. If you're having a bad day, you need to get rid of that attitude. You need to come to work positive every single day, embrace opportunity unlimited, and show people and live by that every single day. You know the motto, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. I don't believe that. I believe that it's always greenest where you water it, and when you water it here, you grow. People forget that success has its ups and downs. The one thing that I notice is that as long as I grind and focus on what I can control, it'll bring my vision into a reality. Share your vision and have an attractive culture and live by it every single day. The only thing that's holding you guys back is you. Let's go. As far as my journey, it was hard, but definitely worth it.
Over the course of 6 days, 500 plus people experienced one inspirational conference.
What's going on, AO? It's Brandon Summerton.
Sina Janty here.
Chris Patella.
Michaela Keys.
Stephen Warner.
David Carpenter here.
Mark Nilsson here.
Joe Tomanovich coming to you here from the Board of Directors meeting.
For one of the best conferences I've ever been at.
Can't wait to see you guys here. You're going to learn so much. This is going to change your life.
I want to start this thing off right by setting the expectation that this is the biggest conference we've ever had, and also going to be the smallest conference that we ever do again.
Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now? Am I going in and out? I stop and just look around to see if you're with me now. Tell me, are you with me now? Ready to put it down. Start at the bottom, already forgot them, but they won't forgive me now. You really ain't ready now. You haters just in the crowd, but still I just look around. Are you with me now? Are you with me?
Faith is something that you have when you can't believe. And I'm going to ask everyone in this room that has belief today to increase your level of belief. But if you can't believe today, to at least have faith.
If you change your perception, you change your reality. If your focus is on helping people, your focus is genuine, it's always going to be that way.
When I choose people, I'm going to make sure they're successful no matter what. They're not leaders, they're my life partners. They're the people that I'm going to work with forever and ever and ever.
Having over 500 people here with us to experience that, and just talking to people and seeing how much they want to learn, how much they want to grow, motivates me to want to do more.
And I really believe, and I tell you this with all my heart, is that all of you are going to accomplish things that you never even thought possible.
So what do you think about this conference? I never been on a better conference in my life, ever.
Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now? Am I going in and out? I stop and just look around. See if you with me now. Tell me, are you with me now? Ready to put it down. Start at the bottom, already forgot it, but they won't forgive me now. You really ain't ready now. You haters just in the crowd, but still I just look around. Are you with me now? Where you with me now?
Hey Altig, I'm Amanda Harris out of the Nashville East office. I am a career agent and I'm also the quality director for Bobby Hamilton's offices. You know, before AIL, I was that typical story of a college graduate with a pile of student debt and a degree that they don't even use. I finally decided to make that change and put my resume out there, and American Income was the second interview that I took. I am every day thankful for this opportunity that I found. My life has changed so much in the past few years. What I have now is uncomparable to what I had then. I've gone from paying rent to paying a mortgage, and the amount of memories that I get to make now, I would never have been able to afford without having Opportunity Unlimited. You know, when I walked into those doors and heard the kind of products and programs that are available for families, I just got this warm, fuzzy feeling in my gut, these butterflies that I'd never found anywhere else with any other workplace. And that family that's behind AO only solidified that urge that I had. No other workplace offers the amount of support that they do. Everybody works together and no question goes unanswered. You always have people to turn to. So to all those new people that are out there, I want to encourage you to put pressure on the system, not on yourself. That means practicing the script every single day on the way to your first appointment. It means always having something motivational to turn to. For me, that's listening to Les Brown in the car and reading Tony Robbins at night. And always give every single client your very best because that's what they deserve. So as long as you continue to push forward and stay motivated, American Income will become opportunity unlimited for you, just like it did for me.
I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee, in a small community called Woodbine. And my parents instilled for me in the beginning a work ethic, a drive for helping people. And in first grade, they made a big investment to put me into a private Christian school, which for them, it was a lot of money financially. But I felt it was a huge stepping stone for me, not just them, but what I was going to become. I was surrounded with people that were better off than us financially, and that really instilled the drive for me growing up when I had my own family, that I wanted to have the same opportunities they had. So I was very fortunate to be in that situation. When I first started with the company at 22 in Nashville, Tennessee, there were some challenges for me to overcome, and most of them were personal. When you come from a background of not being well off financially, you kind of think to yourself, do you ever deserve to have the lifestyle of a six-figure income? And because I was young, I was always concerned that people weren't going to take me serious. But what I realized is from my mentor, experience gave me what I needed to be successful. All I had to do was put in the work and continue to move forward, set goals, hold myself accountable, and everything else would take care of itself. There wasn't nothing that activity was not going to fix in this business for me.
You know what lies ahead, and it's my job to show you how to be successful in this business.
I found American Income a couple months out of college. I had recently graduated with my business degree, and just like any other college kid, I was wondering what the next step was. And so I threw my resume on every platform possible. And fortunately, I got a call from American Income, which was actually my 13th interview. And out of 13 interviews, I only had 3 job opportunities, but I felt like American Income was the home for me.
When people ride with me and they get done and say, oh, that's all you do? Right? It's kind of like a slap in the face, right? But it's a compliment because my job is to make it look easy.
Experience is what you get when you didn't get what you wanted. And in the beginning, I got a lot of experience. I got a lot of no's. And what I realized is those no's is what I needed to help get me to the yeses.
Who's your toughest critic? Yourself.
So I was never really ready for the next step. Whether that was, moving from Nashville to Seattle, or 6 months later, moving from Seattle to Virginia Beach to open up my own office. I realized the key was just to trust the process, just jump in. You're never going to be ready for life, but when it comes at you, just keep having a great attitude, keep working hard, and you'll eventually just figure things out.
Because in this business, the more people you help get what they want, the more that you're going to get for yourself.
So being a part of the community is really important to me. Since 2001, I've been coaching youth basketball. I've learned a lot through sports. My dad taught me a lot of life through sports. He always told me that amateurs practice until they get it right, but professionals practice until they can't get it wrong. So going into the business, I always tried to take a professional approach where I continue to work and try to outwork everybody else until I felt that I couldn't do anything wrong.
Give me a second, I'm trying to select the appropriate weapon. Watch where you stepping, them snakes all around, you know they connected. When I was a kid, my grandmama told me I can't go to heaven, so I stopped praying and asking for blessings and started preparing for my Armageddon. Got nothing to lose, I'm all in. Walking the edge, don't fall in. Enough of the lies, don't apologize, I don't understand, are you foreign? This is the place, this is the site. Grab all your people and log in. I'm waiting, don't care how long it's gonna take. Watching and waiting for that first mistake. Don't come up missing, don't get it twisted. I'm not Rihanna, but boy, you a goner, you right on my hit list. Keeping my distance. just checking the listings. I'm always aware of your current position. I just hold out to the perfect condition. Coming alive. Heat of the night. Now is the time. Don't try to hide, 'cause I'm gonna harm you like you're on the
Recently, my dad got sick, and I realized how important it is to have options and ability to do things. Because of American Income and the income that I've earned, it gave me an opportunity to move 20 houses down from my family and not need to sell my other house. So I could be close and I could be with my mom and help support that. And I'll tell you, that's just something that money cannot buy. But there's just simply no place like home. I've been very fortunate in my life to have some very strong women, from my wife, my mother-in-law, and my mom who raised me. Over my childhood, she made lots of sacrifices to help give me what I needed to be, and always never complained about it. And when I went to college, she gave me her car so I had reliable transportation. And a couple years ago for Thanksgiving, I was able to bring her out to a dealership where she thinks she was just getting a loaner car. She picked the one that she wanted, and to have the sales rep come out and give her the keys and say congratulations on your purchase was just a feeling that I can't describe. Thank you, Mom, for giving me everything that you did to me. When I think about what I want to be remembered by, it's not the money, it's not the material things. I just want people to remember how I made them feel, and that they can look back with our interactions, whether it was something that they were going through in life or something that they were going through in business, that, man, I was just a support, or I gave them confidence or what they needed to get through that process. I just want people to think about Bobby Hamilton and just be able to smile.
Welcome to the first day of the Board of Directors Conference here in Seattle, Washington. Guests have been arriving all day to the beautiful Hyatt Southport, which is situated right on the banks of Lake Washington. All of the top leaders from the company are here and are ready to share their knowledge with all of you.
What's up, guys? Joe Simonovich coming to you here from the Board of Directors meeting in Seattle, Washington. Can't wait to see you guys here. You're going to learn so much. This is going to change your life.
David Carpenter here. We just landed in Seattle. We're fired up to get better. We just got our new jackets. Let's get this thing started off right, baby.
Hey guys, Tita Janty. It's the first day of BOD. We're all super excited to be here. It's beautiful, it's sunny, we've got the lake behind us. We're gonna start the conference off right, we're gonna end it right, and we're super excited to see all of you.
The evening started with a night on the terrace. The board got to welcome new members and hear from the one and only James Hill.
But I have to tell you, as I was driving down the road today, I was so excited to spend time with all of you. 15 years ago, I was an agent in training, and I never thought my life would be what it is today. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you going out and doing what you do every day to protect families and make the opportunity better for every generation.
I remember my first conference. I was so excited to meet everyone, and you know, I've been here for 9 years now, and I've been to so many conferences, and they still are so exciting for me. I'm so happy to see everyone. It's like a giant family reunion, but what I'm most excited for this conference, you guys, is to see all of you. There's about 300 of you that's in your first 6 months of being in the business, and I just know what this is gonna do for you personally and professionally. I know what it's gonna do to your careers, so get ready to learn a lot, have a lot of fun, get excited, and we can't wait to see you.
In Cleveland, we have a saying, nothing is given and everything is earned. Growing up in Cleveland is one of the most amazing things because it taught me so many great values. My father always worked really, really hard to provide for his family, and he taught me what work ethic and that kind of value brings to your family. My mother taught me how to be passionate and always go after what you want and stay persistent. And being around all these individuals, taught me great values and great lessons in my life. After graduating college, I looked around and there wasn't a lot of job opportunities. And I knew I had talent, I just didn't know where to put that talent. So I thought about it and I realized I knew I was really passionate and I was great at poker. So I sold everything I owned, even my car. I jumped on a plane with a suitcase, got an apartment, and I made a decision that I was going to be a professional poker player. After several months, life started to hit. Our lease was up and my roommate unfortunately went broke, and then my girlfriend had moved out. There was way too much pressure to perform in poker, and I needed to go find something that allowed me, no pressure and the ability to have financial freedom and to travel and to do the things that I was really passionate about. So I started searching for a new position. So I found American Income because I went on 3 interviews in Las Vegas and they were all terrible. After these 3 job interviews, I realized I've got to find something. And my friends back in Cleveland a few years back had actually referred me into the company, but I felt I wasn't ready at that time. I was so passionate about this company and this position that I had to have it, that I was so persistent that finally someone had called me back after about a week, and I went in for the job interview and the rest is history. I started off in 2008 as an associate with this company, and we've had amazing results. But just like in life and in business, it's not always a walk in the park. And when there are tough times, we kept going. And when the vision got blurry, we reached out to our mentors. And because we went through all of that, I'm now a partner with the company in Dallas, Texas. It's about doing everything you can in those first couple of months. Sacrifice is to give up something good to get something great. What keeps me going is really 2 things. One is being able to develop someone else and help them reach their goals and watch them have great success. And number 2, and really important to me, is my family. Every day I want to make them proud. Every single day I want to give them the life that I've always dreamed about giving them. And with this opportunity, I'm able to do so. And that's what keeps me going. I believe there are 3 true reasons why people are successful. Number 1, they have dreams and goals, and they allow people to help them with their dreams and goals, and they let nothing get in their way. Family support has been instrumental, especially my wife, Leah. She has been my rock. She's been everything. The values that she instills in our children and the type of wife she is and the type of person she is. She's got such a big heart. And to be successful in life, you need to have a great partner, and I'm really blessed to have Leah in mine. Number 2, they surround themselves with winners. They find the best people with the best practices, and they surround themselves with those people because if they do, they're going to learn from those people. Early on, I was thinking about if this was for me or not, and I was running into some challenges, and I called my mentor, and he dropped everything, drove up, took me out, helped me, showed me the field, and showed me results. And I realized from that point forward what this company is all about. It's not just about, hey, let's get them trained, let's get them out. It's about helping people live their dreams and helping them through the tough times to create success. And lastly is as what I call CANI, constant and never-ending improvement. I tell them how to improve themselves, not only in business, but in life as well. To me, life isn't all about the materialistic things. What I want to be remembered for is when they talk about me, and they're talking to their friends and their family and their coworkers, I want them to say, Nick Lawrence changed my life. Just like in poker, with anything in life, when you study the game, work really hard, and pay attention, you will win.
This is day 3 of the Seattle Board of Directors Conference, where founder Rick Altig arrives at today's meeting in style.
Give me a second, I'm trying to select the appropriate weapon. Watch where you stepping, them snakes all around, you know they connected. When I was a kid, my grandmama told me I can't go to heaven, so I stopped praying and asking for blessings and started preparing for my Armageddon. Got nothing to lose, I'm all in. Walking the edge, don't fall in. Enough of the lies, don't apologize, I don't understand. Are you foreign? This is the place, this is the site. Grab all your people and log in. I'm waiting, don't care how long it's gonna take. Watching and waiting for that first mistake.
I'm excited, I'm pumped up, I'm fired up. I'm not here to make like a big speech or to get you motivated today. I want to talk to you about making money in our business. And we've got a formula and a plan that I'm going to share with you today.
Coming alive. Heat of the night. Now is the time. Don't try to hide, 'cause I'm gonna haunt you like an animal.
But just remember something, that you don't ever have to show up feeling bad or not feeling good. It's just how good or how great do you really want to feel. And remember, good is the enemy of being great. But guess what? We are not hiring. We are recruiting. When you have a hiring system, you're just going to have to wait for people to come in. When you've got a recruiting system, you can recruit everybody in the world. And for the very first time in many years, I feel really, really good about recruiting people to this opportunity. That's where you make your money. That's where you make 30, 40, 50%, 100% returns, returns that aren't even possible anywhere else in the world except when you have your own business, and each of you have your own business. Your business is your Wall Street. That's why I'm still here. I don't know any other way to make money. You've got to make your business be your Wall Street. I will not rest until I've helped every one of you to the degree that I can help you. I promise you that. I'm committed to it. But that amount of time that we've spent together, James will do the same thing. I've watched him do it. Be open to it. Rob will do it. Brett will do it. Todd will do it. Troy will do it. And I know all of you will do that for your people.
As the morning wound down, the directors went their separate ways. Some took a boat out to sea. The others went to Inglewood Golf Course.
What's up guys, Chris Patella coming to you from Seattle, Washington. I'm excited for you guys to come out here so you can learn about all the different initiatives that we're putting into place for the rest of 2019 so we can not only finish this year strong, but head into 2020 so we can blow it up like never before. See you guys soon.
I'm McKaylee Keys. I'm here from the Winnipeg office as an ambassador observer. I am so excited to be here. I'm just getting into the sales force myself, and I could not be more motivated than I am right now in this very moment.
We've been learning a lot of things from, the recipe to success to referrals, everything I could possibly learn from the best leaders.
Got to listen to some people that I look up to a lot, Mark Nielsen and Jenny Kim.
Obviously, you get to hang out and learn from all of the major people in the company. So I'm super excited to meet you guys. We'll see you next time.
What's up, AO? This is Dayrez Merriweather out of the Seattle South office. This conference has been amazing. We got the best food, we got the best speakers, we got the best experience. We got over 500 ambassador observers in leadership, BOD, SWAT, everybody's here and everybody's excited to get back to their offices and implement the systems and everything that we've learned here. So do what you gotta do to make sure that you are here next time, because I'm telling you, it's gonna change your life.
My name is Erna Gastanen. I'm out of the Nashville East office. I'm a general agent with the Altig agency. I've been with AIL for 9 years. Before coming to AIL, I was actually working as a mechanical engineer. So definitely a completely different side of the spectrum. What really drew me to this opportunity was the ability to grow in the way that I wanted to. I realized with my previous career choice, I was very pigeonholed and I would have to wait for someone to pass away or retire before advancing, which definitely does not look optimistic to a 22-year-old. So I certainly was drawn in by the ability to grow based on merit and not necessarily the length of time I had been with the company. The way it's really changed my life, I realized this opportunity not only allowed for advancement, but also complete control over my own income. We've all had that fear of something happening in your family where there's an illness and you just don't know how you're going to handle all the medical bills. And a couple years ago, I had that actually happen where my dad was diagnosed with cancer. So my parents went from a 2-income household to a 1-income household. As you can probably imagine, that was extremely difficult for them. So I stepped in, and this opportunity allowed me to give myself a raise based on just going to work and deciding that my time was worth even more. I was able to help provide everything for them, cover the mortgage, cover all the major bills, so that my dad could focus on healing. For anyone that's brand new and is looking for a new opportunity, I really always recommend to not allow past experience, and as we call baggage, to be dragged into a new opportunity. Because when you think about something that's brand new, it's going to be challenging. You have to put yourself out there to grow, and unless you're willing to settle for the same exact thing over and over again, you're going to have to challenge yourself and be uncomfortable. But realize the complete support that you have with this team is unparalleled. And that's something I can tell you from experience, 9 years worth, that I've never seen in another opportunity.
Hey, it's Jess Chang from the Seattle South office. This is my second conference. I'm in MGA school right now. I'm super blessed and so grateful to be a part of this.
All right, hey guys, this is Carlos Iraeta from the San Jose office here in AO Seattle, an MGA school. I just want to let you guys know is, hey, you need to make it to the next conference. It is super important to just learn all the tips that you guys need to know in order to become successful at this business from the top producers. And I can't wait to go out there and just implement all these things that I've learned onto the field and just bring it down to all my team as well.
It's day 3 of the AO Leadership Conference here in Seattle, Washington. We started the day with talks from some of the best in the company, including Dustin Vinnerkamp, Nate Shute, Jenny Kim, Brandon Summerton, Bobby Hamilton, and David Carpenter.
I started out in Phoenix, Arizona at 22 years old, stuck, lost, broken, serving tables. So if I can do it, you can do it. If you change your perception, you change your reality. If your focus is on helping people, your focus is genuine, it's always gonna be that way. Let's go help people, let's make an impact. Thank you guys.
Next, we had a Q&A session where top leaders from the company answered questions that you guys had emailed in. One of the best moments of the day was when all the new MGAs got their promotions live on stage.
You ready, Ryan, to
Are you
promote
guys
some
ready?
MGAs? I think
All
we
right.
should kick this thing off. Let's rock and roll.
As a leader, you judge a leader based on their heart, based on their ability to actually make an impact, put people before themselves, be selfless, be people first.
Let's go!
This was followed by an inspirational speech from CEO Ilya Olovic.
So what do you think about this conference? I never been on a better conference in my life, ever. You need to grow yourself so you can grow others, so they can grow your and their business. It starts with building yourself so you can build others. I love you, and go to work. Thank you.
After dinner, special awards were presented to the best salespeople in the company, and Ilya was joined by Chairman Rick Altig in an AO tradition of awarding a Rolex watch to one of the most deserving people in the company.
Are we excited to give this watch, Rick?
We're excited.
Yeah. Joey Kennedy!
It was an unbelievable experience here. We had the best people, we had the best speeches I've ever heard. I've been here 10 years now, and I feel more motivated and fired up than I've ever felt before.
This conference has been amazing, guys. I'm here as an ambassador observer, and I'm telling you right now that this has been better than ever.
Well guys, that's it. What an incredible conference we've had this year, from the speakers to the venue, the food, and the activities. Now, let's get back to work, protect some families, and make this the biggest year ever.
My parents came from the Philippines. They migrated here back in the 70s. Growing up, seeing my parents having to work and sacrifice 3 jobs, I knew in life that if they were gonna work hard and if I had their work ethic and I applied it to a vehicle, I knew that I could rise and really make something out of myself. Growing up, I'd always see them hustling, working really hard, working their graveyard shifts, making that sacrifice. And you know, a lot of their work ethic that I have right now came from them, because it was always important in our household to making sure you took care of everybody in the house. It didn't matter if they had to work 16 or 18 hours in that day. They were doing it because they wanted to make sure my brother and I had a really good life. They taught me how to work really hard, and it didn't stop when the clock was over. It stopped when the job was done, right? And when the mission was complete, and you did everything possible to do your best to making sure that what you did mattered and made an impact. So it's a pretty amazing story to think about, that my grandma came all the way down from Philippines back in the 70s with 9 kids, $200 in her bank account, didn't have a job here. She flew from the Philippines, which is tropical, hot, to Winnipeg, and if you know anything about Winnipeg, it's Winterpeg, right? And she wasn't used to it, and she had 9 kids. And it's pretty amazing to see where everybody's at right now in life. And the lesson that I learned from my grandma is that if you want to grow and you want to be successful, you got to get out of your comfort zone, because that's where all growth comes from, in situations where you're not comfortable. Right out of high school, I really didn't have a set career path. I didn't know if I wanted to get into college. I just knew that I wanted to work with people and I wanted to work really, really hard. So shortly right out of high school, I had different jobs, from labor, painting fire hydrants, to working at the restaurant. Every single job that I was in ended up in the same situation where I didn't have any control. I either got laid off or the job was not the right fit, and I was always stuck in this situation where I didn't know what I needed to do. You know, I felt like I was not growing, and when you feel like you're not growing, you feel like you lose track of what's important in life. You know, you have to invest time to make money, and I wanted to be in a situation where if I make money, I could get more time. I saw this ad, and it said American Income Life, and then at the very bottom of it, it said Opportunity Unlimited. It was something that I was really curious about because I've never heard what Opportunity Unlimited was. So I applied. Within 48 hours, I got an email and a call back for an interview from the head hiring manager at the Surrey, BC office. I came in for the interview. The moment I walked in, I saw the culture, I saw the energy, I saw the trophies on the walls, and you know, I knew that this was a culture and a place that I wanted to be part of. Right after that interview process, thankful enough, I got hired the same day. That's how my career started with AIL. So some of the challenges that I have, I was a late bloomer, seeing other people open up offices quicker than I did, getting promoted quicker than I did, and you know, talking to my mentors, you know, it was about sticking to the game plan and not giving up. And what I learned was that if you have an opportunity, you really got to dive right into it, even though that you're not ready, because the fact that you do it, the fact that if you do make a mistake, every mistake that you make fails forward. And you're always growing, and you always have the opportunity to learn more. And guess what happens? That if you don't execute and you don't land on that first mission, there's always the next one, and then there's always the next one after that, and you keep trying until you get it right. I'm currently the RGA in British Columbia with my partners Bobby Goodall and Alan Sedigat. We're a big part of one of the leading offices, not just in Canada, but in all of Alteg. We have currently over 100 representatives working in the territory of BC, and currently in the position right now to not only win in my category, my MGA-ship, RGA-ship, but also have the opportunity to actually be top 10 out of 9,000 representatives in the AIL. So what pushed me to keep going? I started AIL in 2008. I met the love of my life in 2010. I remember, you know, there was something that I was struggling with in business. I didn't know if being a manager was something that I wanted to do, and I was thinking about actually going and be a personal producer. And I had that conversation with my mentor. The conversation right after my mentor, I had it with my wife. And you know, she solidified what I needed to do in this company, because she said to me, don't give up. Like, you've invested all this time right now. Something is gonna happen. I believe in you and you can do it. And because of that, that was a mental switch to say, you know what, we're going all in and we're gonna keep going. So I didn't always have the support from family. It was always about go to college, get a job. And when I came home from my AIL interview and I told her that I was gonna work on a commission contract, like any mom, she was worried and she wanted what's best for me. But shortly after, as I matured in the business and I grew personally and I also grew financially, and when she saw the checks and she saw the checks were actually real, she was happy, she was glad, she was proud to see me grow within AIL. It's pretty amazing to think about, you know, a kid that didn't have everything growing up, you know, son of immigrant parents from the Philippines, to even my grandma who helped raise me, came down here with 9 kids as a single mom with $200 in her account, to being able to have the opportunity to work at AIL and have all the successes, not just in business, but also in life. And because of that, you know, I'm forever grateful.
What's going on? David Carpenter here. We just got here in Seattle, starting the conference off right with our new jackets. Board of directors about to pop off. Let's get this thing started off right, baby.
Mark Nilsson here. Honestly, guys, I want to just talk to you guys about this last week. It was an unbelievable experience here in Seattle. We had the best venues, we had the best service, we had the best people, we had the best speeches I've ever heard. I've been here 10 years now, and I feel more motivated and fired up than I've ever felt before. What I'm noticing is people out there are really whispering. They want to be on board of directors. They want to talk about it. And my advice for you is go to your mentor. Go sit down with them and create a plan. So next board of directors meeting, you're on the board and you're the one sitting there on the stage giving us the advice. This week has been unbelievable. It's been incredible. And I want to make sure that all of you guys are there next time.
Outside, outside, looking at the stars, staring with my mouth wide. I ain't letting nobody stop me this time. With every single level that I reach and I climb, they ask, are you from outside, outside? Everything around me I create with my mind. Working too hard, I don't want no downtime. Put my team on, they gon' shine when I shine. We can take this outside, outside. Hey. Looking at the stars, staring with my mouth wide. Yeah. I ain't letting nobody stop me this time. Nah. Every single level that I reach and I climb, they ask, are you from outside, outside? Everything around me I create with my mind. Working too hard, I don't want no downtime. Nah. Put my team on, they gon' shine and I shine. Yeah. We can take this.
My name's Nate Shute. I'm the Director of Operations for AO. I started here 8 years ago at the very bottom of the company, and I worked my way up by results. I did every single job in this company, and if you can dream it, you can do it. That's what I love about AO.
Good luck, break it down. Who at the top, I'ma bring them down. I will not stop till you laying down, till I'm at the top and I'm gazing down. It ain't been the same since we came around, since we became kings and became renowned, since all of the truth started raining down. If you want that belt, better buckle down. Woo.
I think you all know your family. So many of you are new to our family. So many of you have been here for what, 5 to 10 years. But you guys are our family. And I know this might sound a little crazy to you guys, but we decided we did not want this to be just the people that were in the family were running the company. Just the people who were in the family were at the top of the company. That the only future that everybody had was if they were a family member. And today, you guys have an opportunity, each of you, I hope you know that to become anything that you want here. You just have to say, hey, I want more, I want to step up, I want to grow this company.
Outside, outside, hey. Looking at the stars, staring with my mouth wide. Yeah. I ain't letting nobody stop me this time. Nah. Every single level that I reach and I climb, they ask, are you from outside, outside? Everything around me I create with my mind. Working too hard, I don't want no downtime. Nah. Put my team on, they gon' shine and I shine. Yeah. We can take this. You are just not on my level. You are just not on my level. You are just not on my level. You are just not on my level.
Hey, what's up everybody? My name's Steven Warner. I'm one of the managers down in Orange County, California. I'm super excited to be back here in Seattle, Washington area where I was born for one of the best conferences I've ever been at in the last 4 years. I'm getting the platinum experience and I can tell you guys, everything has been top notch. And I know my whole team is so excited to take that information back. So guys, have fun. Just realize it's a one-of-a-kind experience and make sure you don't miss the next one.
What's up, team? Jesse Doherty here live
at our AO Summit Conference here in beautiful Seattle, Washington at the Hyatt. We're getting the platinum experience from our accommodations, the rooms, the food, the speakers, the people. Our AO family is absolutely extraordinary. The biggest thing on this trip so far at our conference is learning how to be selfless, how to get rid of your ego and do what's best not for yourself but for all of your people so we can all grow together. Team, I can't wait for you to have results this quarter and get back at our next conference. I'll see you soon.
Did you guys ever grow up and have people when you were young ask you what you want to do when you grow up?
So I went to university, that was a really big thing. Graduated with a double major, thinking I was gonna be some big thing in the business world. I'd wanted to wear suits my entire life, and I was really struggling at that point. I was broke, I didn't have really anything going on.
When you have something to strive for, you always work harder. When you have nothing to look forward to and no vision, people perish.
I stumbled onto a friend of mine that I played university volleyball with. His name was John Hannick. He literally told me, I just joined this company. It's called American Income. He said, I think you're gonna be really good at it. Do you want me to get you an interview? And I was like, yes, please. I've been trying to get interviews all over the city. I started from scratch. I didn't know what I was doing. What I found is that you can just simply follow a proven system and processes, which kind of is what our company prides itself on. Anybody can really be successful from the day that they start in our business.
You don't hire for sales. You just happen to get good at it. You hire for leadership, personal development, business-minded growth for the people that we work with. And the best part of everything that we do is our business does not take talent. Everything can be taught, can be learned, and can be duplicated.
So I grew up in Winnipeg, Manitoba. It's a relatively small city in central Canada. Growing up, my family, they had three really important things in life. First was religion, second was education, third was sports. The one thing that my dad really instilled when it came to sports, you gotta play to win every time, but it's not about if you win, it's really about how you win. It's not about if you lose, it's about how you lose. It builds character, and that really applied to me in school, it applied to me in university, it definitely applied in the business world to be competitive, to always play to win, but to always do it with dignity and with respect to those people around you. I remember very clearly getting a call from our CEO 7 days after I had bought and moved into my condo. He said, Troy, we need help in British Columbia. Would you be willing to move there for a couple of years? That was really one of the best moves that's ever happened in my life, because that's where I met my wife, Eva.
We made a decision to believe that every person that we hire, their lives and their families' lives are just as important as ours.
She was always there with me every step of the way, and I know it's not easy to be in a career. It's really all-encompassing, right? You have to live what you do, but to have that support with somebody at home who really understands it, and understands your dreams, understands your goals. If I hadn't made that move in 2014, if I hadn't just had that yes mentality, life wouldn't be the same, and I wouldn't have a beautiful wife and 3 kids and the lifestyle that we have now. Everything we do in our business works. So if you're willing to simply put in the time and the effort and not deviate, not put all that pressure on yourself, I promise you that you're going to be successful here. But the next step to that is you have to know why you want to be successful. You have to know why you want to make that money. Money isn't everything in the world, it's what the money represents.
I discovered very early in this business, you cannot manage somebody to something they don't want or aspire to have. You need to hustle in the field like you're broke and then present like you're a millionaire. So train for excellence and settle for greatness.
This is what separates our business from every other organization out there. When you get hired with us, we actually sit down and ask you how much money you want to make and how fast you want to grow and what you want to accomplish. It's not the company telling you what you're worth. Your job is to figure out why you want that money. I remember when I first got hired, my goal was to always buy my parents a house. I think it took me 11 years in our business before I was able to purchase a home in Dallas so that my parents could live next to my sisters so they could help with their grandkids. If I didn't have that why, I don't know if I'd want to make the same amount of money. I don't know if I'd want to move up, but I always had in my mind what my income represented. And for all you people out there that I hope are going to join this company, know your why. Don't just know the money, know what it represents, and don't stop till you get it.
There is no privilege greater than the pressure to excel, and no greater reward than earning the respect and fear of others that can only stand in awe of your results. All of Torchmark and all of American Income will be standing in awe of your results.